Hi, and welcome to another episode of In Conversation with me, Hugo Langton. And for this episode, I'm really pleased to welcome a Finnish guy called Akusti Salonen. Welcome, Akusti. How are you?
I'm good. It's a little bit late, but everything's okay.
Nice, good. And before we start and get into the nitty gritty of our conversation, it'd be nice for the people watching this to know a little bit about you. So can you tell us a little bit about your coaching and head coach managing background?
I'm Akusti Salonen, and I have been coaching 26 years. Last 5-6 years mostly in the men's side, and this season I took a new challenge and I took a women's first team, which is really interesting. And that's pretty much in a sum up.
I think you're in pre-season at the moment, aren't you?
Yeah. We are in pre-season. Yeah, actually we trained today. How about you?
It's a long story. Hopefully in a month.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Well, listen, I've invited you on, obviously, to speak to us or speak to me about a game of your choice. You know, a game in your coaching career that stands out for you, and why it stands out for you. And obviously, we're going to talk about the background to it and the build-up, and the game itself. Okay, so. We're going to talk about a game from 2018, I think, aren't we?
Yeah.
So you
2008, yeah. Pallo Lirot, MAPS Pallo Lirot game.
So to be clear, you were the head coach of Pallo Lirot.
Pallo Lirot, yes, exactly.
And you had an away game at MAPS.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was some big game for them. I think they turned on that day 30 or 40 years, that club, and they play against us. And it was interesting day because MAPS was our biggest rival on the league when we talk about winning a league. And
so who was going for the league title? Was it you or them?
We.
Right. Okay. And you had this, so you had an away game against your big rival.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Okay. And it was, I think it was 10th game of the season. So we have 26 games in the season, and it was interesting game when you ask choose the game, and I have a couple else, but this was most interesting because we started the league by winning first 5 games, and then we played 2 draws and we lost 2 games. And I was on a course in Valencia, I think, on 1 week before this game, and we played game and we won that game with my assistant coach in charge. And when I came back from the course, I already knew beginning of the week that we have 2 players on suspensions, and we have 4 players injured, all defenders. So we have a top game ahead.
Yeah,
I'm missing 6 players from the starting 11, and so we start to build up the week by, of course, scouting an opponent.
Yeah.
And what we're gonna do, and because we have difficult times, we also need to think what we're gonna do during that week. And then we went back with my coaching staff back to 2 months when we get the good results and what we did on that time in training and what kind of trainings we have. And we go back to basics. So we take 2 steps back to get the result on Saturday. That was our plan. And
what did that kind of look like then? So if we go, so am I right? Do you normally play on a Sunday? Is it then?
Saturdays.
Saturday, right? And just tell us, so how many times a week would you have your team for training? If there was no midweek game, did you have a midweek game that week or not?
No, not so.
So how many
We,
times
we,
did you train?
I think on that week we trained 4 times.
Okay.
Normally in that league we train 3 times a week, but we trained 4 times on that week because the last game was on Friday. And
Okay.
next game was on Saturday. We thought, okay, we have 4 sessions.
Okay.
And
So if we go back now, so you've played the Friday game, you've come back home from Valencia from your course.
Saturday, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Then so talk to us then about what happened from the moment that you walked back into your football club, thinking ahead to the following week's game.
On Sunday, because I live in different city than where I was coaching, on Sunday we spoke on the phone with the assistant coach, and we have a like 2 hours conversation. And on Monday before the training, we met in the club, and we have decided what we're gonna do and how we're gonna do. So, because we saw many problems in our game, and of course we missed many players. We tried to play as big as possible because everything on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday was focused on less miscommunication on the field on Saturday. Mm-hmm. And the situation was so bad, we put 2 young players to start first game of the season on that game, and we have to put 1 midfielder playing as a central defender.
What was your formation did you play then?
We play 1-4-2-3-1.
And what did maps? What were maps due to?
1-4-3-3.
Okay,
so we play kind of on midfield. We play man to man.
Okay. All right. So when you say
we play also 4-3-3, but we thought how we press, we can cover up those pockets.
Okay. So so fairly sort of similar formations then.
Yeah.
And obviously now you've got 6 players missing, right?
Yeah.
And so you then go to training on Monday, yeah?
Yeah.
So you said that you wanted things to look big. Well, what did you mean by things looking big?
We use bigger fields. We use more players. So we play more like tactical games, close to 11v11.
Yeah.
And because we know how they want to attack, we defend the way we want to disturb that attacking.
Yeah.
And we know how they want to press. So we based on our build up for that. That's basically what we did, because we tried to keep everything as minimum as possible, because we knew the game itself is really important. And if we give a load of information for the players, that doesn't help them, because we knew our players, and more information you give them, less they are active on the field.
So this is like, when it comes to the art of coaching, so something that that you and I have spoken about in the past was the coaches thinking about when they're doing 11v11, for example, that you're coaching your 11 that they're going to play against, in this case maps, but you've got to make sure that maps, that the 11 players who are maps on your training grounds are doing what maps do. So the art of it is that maybe you coach the other team first, don't you? The opponent, so they're doing everything that you think they're going to do before you then coach your own team.
We didn't go that far.
Would you? Is that something that you would do?
We just explained the opponent team how they should build up and how they should press. That's all. And we didn't coach that much, because we thought it's better to keep thinking more in our play than what opponent does.
No, but what I mean is to make sure that when you're doing tactical games, to make sure the opponent on your training grounds, to the ones that aren't in your starting 11, they're playing how you want maps to play.
Yeah,
how you
yeah.
play.
That's
So
the
the way
idea.
they build up the transition, defend.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was just
That was
asking
our
a question that just as a coaching point, is it something that we don't think enough of, that when we're on our training ground, we think too much initially about, well, I want my team to do this against them. But if that them isn't right, then you can't get your own team, what you want to do with your own team, right. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. And that we did that on Monday, but then we got players who have to be on work and everything like that, and minor injuries. We just want them to rest, so we basically have to shrink the size of the players on the field, and then we decide on Tuesday. We react on our plan, and on Tuesday we play more like our attacking players played more like against our defending players. So we have to decide what to do, and we have to change the whole idea how we approach that week. On Thursday it was same as Tuesday, and Friday we choose to have more relaxing training. Tactical part was like 20 minutes max, and then it was more like something fun for the players, so they get a good feeling before the game. And of course, Friday before the game, we went through tactical points of the opponent a little bit deeper with videos and that kind of analysis, which I did by myself. Because I live close that field, I went to watching a couple of games and I put some notes and I explained to players, this is what they want, this is the intention, what they want to do. This is their behavior after 25 minutes. And we went quite deep. We knew exactly what they're going to do. If we allowed them to build up a little bit more closer to midfield, then they want to play to our back.
Right.
And also the pressing, they are able to press 15-20 minutes well, and then the pressing is dropping.
Okay.
That was the case before our game.
So if we look at the last comment, so for 15 minutes their press is aggressive and it's good.
It wasn't aggressive, but it was semi-aggressive pressing.
So how did you plan to deal with that when you knew, like, for 15 minutes they might be a little bit more there, but then after 15 minutes we will have more time to pass the ball to each other or make decisions in football? What did you plan to do in the first 15 minutes? I guess is my question.
Nothing special than take care of the ball on your own half, and because we knew the width of the field was much bigger than normal field, and the length of the field was even bigger. It was a huge field, and we knew if we keep passing fast enough, then we can open up that build-up.
Okay. Yeah,
and that
chasing the ball on a big pitch.
Yeah, and that was our plan, because we knew the pitch, we knew the opponent, and that was our plan. And because we have a quite good team, we didn't have to take that much care of opponents.
So remind me then. So two questions about maps. What's the distance between your football club and their football? Is it a long away travel?
85 kilometers.
Okay, not too bad. And
I live 14 kilometers away from that field.
Okay. And so you're top of the league. Where are they?
We were on, because of that 2 draws and 2 losses, we were fourth in that day. That was after the 10th round, we were fourth. 4 points behind the leader.
And where were
they were second.
Right.
They were second, 2 or 3 points, 3 points in front of us.
Wow. Okay. So it's
it was a kind of
So second versus fourth. Second versus fourth. Yeah. Local derby, you know, your big rival.
Yeah.
What could go wrong?
And the most interesting part of preparation for the game was on Friday. I got a call from a couple of board members, and they are questioning my coaching because we played 2 draws and we lost 2 games. Right. And they only watching the table, and the team who was top of the table, I knew already they have no chance to promote because they are reserve team for the team who's playing in 1 division higher.
Yeah.
But they didn't know that, or if they knew that, they didn't want to know that.
Okay.
And the conversation over there was they pushing me to use more youth players because we have lost the promotion already. It was a 10th round in 26 round league.
And you're points off the leader, and they've given up.
Sorry.
You were...
Yeah, they sort of giving up, and the conversation was really interesting because when I walk away from that conversation or meeting, we can call it whatever, I knew on that point, okay, I'm gonna win this league and then I leave. I choose that 4 months before the season ends. I knew, okay, I want to win this league and then I leave.
Yeah.
I decided that on that day. And next day, because think about this happens 1.5 hour before the training.
Yeah.
And I went to training, even my assistant coach didn't know what's going on. And I kept all in myself. I stayed calm. I focused only on the game. Next morning, my team traveled from that city to the other city. And I take my bike and I cycle over there 45 minutes. And I have time to think before the game.
Yeah.
What we're gonna do. I was there before the team with my bike.
I wonder how many head coaches and managers cycle to away games.
Hey, if you have a chance to do that, you do that always.
Yeah. But you said it gives you a time to think, doesn't it?
Yeah, it was time to think, and of course you do some sort of exercise. It was a lovely day, like 24 Celsius and sunny, and I was just biking and going through the game plan B, plan C, plan D, and then what if this happens, then we have to do this, and you know, the normal stuff before the game the coaches do. Not only, of course, if everything goes well, you keep your plan A.
Yeah.
But that doesn't normally happen when you play.
No, it's rare.
Yeah. And I was there. I took the team. We have a good warm up. And last thing before the game, I told them, remember, don't let them play long balls behind our back line. 2 minutes. Long ball behind the back line, 1-0.
I saw the goals today, yeah.
Yeah, and we couldn't build up well. Our attacking was really bad. Our defending is a little bit, it wasn't structured. It was a little bit more all over the place. And we have a lucky strike, and we got the corner, 7 minutes, 1-1. And still I wasn't happy because I saw they could play too easily inside of our formation.
Okay.
And there's something I need to do. But then they scored 2-1. And I was still figuring we need to do something, but what? And then I choose, okay, we can turn our triangle from 2 number 10s to 2 sixers. So we have 2 on the back and one number 10. Yeah.
So instead of having 2 10s, you had 2 mid-centre
number 6
fielders. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's if someone in England's watching this, a number 6 is normally a centre half.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And also because we did that earlier. so the players knew what's going to happen. That means the number 10 and number 9 are defending like 4-4-2 formation.
Yeah.
And we get the free kick before I was able to do that tactical change. And we scored 2-2 from the free kick. So 2 shots, 2 goals, and 2 half attacks, and we scored twice. But right after that goal, we switched that triangle, and all of suddenly we took the game. We start to control the game. We start to control their attacking build-up. There was no room anymore to play inside of our formation, so they have to play on wide, and we knew the wide players are not that good. And then on halftime, basically everything what I said for the players is we keep this. We work those pockets off, and we can drop a little bit our pressing. We start on high pressing, but then we drop to the almost to midline.
Right, midline. Okay, yeah.
And on second half, their build-up was like 2 central defenders passing the ball, and when they get frustrated, they lose the ball. That was pretty much. And then we took more and more that game. We controlled the game more. We scored 3-2. We scored 4-2. And we even have a chance to score 5th goal. And we won that game. And 2 rounds later, we were top of the league, and we stayed there the half of the season.
And what was the response from your board? Bearing in mind they'd said to you, "Hey, listen, the league, we can't win the league. Play the young players," because you were sitting
nothing.
Nothing. So it didn't change your decision at all. You were definitely,
winning
the league, and I'm out of here.
I didn't spoke to another person rest of the season, and I heard that they were not satisfied our playing style. Even we won the games, they want to see more beautiful football. But I only care because they hired me to get results, and we played really nice football actually.
Yeah,
but they couldn't see that. We won the league. We were 10 points. We won the league with 10 points to the second.
Yeah, but they weren't happy with that. Do you think? No. I mean, is there anything that you look back on? I'm sort of changing the subject away a little bit here, but something that I hear things and think about things to do with the way that people are with the board, the chairman, the president, that sort of stuff. Is there anything that you would do different now? Because it was almost like you had no communication with them. You knew you were going to leave. You were almost like, do you know what? I don't care. I'm going to win the league and I'm gone. But if you were in that situation now, would you do something different with regards to the communication with the people above you?
Let's go back to that meeting. Now I have more references how to handle that situation. And I have been a couple times in same kind of situations after that. And those went much easier because I knew what I have to do.
Yeah.
That was so surprising for me. After 10 rounds, they give up. Kind of give up. And or at least I felt, they have given up.
So the day that you won the league, right, and you had the trophy, where were they? I'm interested.
We won the league 2 rounds before the last game.
But were they there?
They were watching the game.
Were they clapping?
And another board member celebrates with the players 3 days.
3 days.
And we won the league.
Yeah.
I went to locker room, celebration with the team. Then I took my car. I drive back home. Everybody else went to celebrating. I went home.
Yeah.
I did my job, and that's it.
And then you left.
Yeah, I left.
And they didn't. They were like, yeah, fine.
Actually, the funniest part was 6th round before the game, because I kept silence. They thought they are looking for professional coach. I was half-time coach. They were looking for professional coach who lived in that city and everything, and they didn't continue my contract. And they told me, when we play away game against another big rival who was still in a campaign of winning the league. So there was 3 teams, 6 rounds before the league stops. 3 teams fighting for the promotion. We went to away game that was on an island, so we have to travel with ferry 6 hours before the game. And we scored a lucky goal on the first half. Second half, we scored second goal. And the referee gave them 12 minutes injury time. 1 booking, 1 or 2 substitutes, 12 minutes overtime. But we won that game, and the players and that 1 board member, they celebrate 2 days that win. And before he started celebrating, he told me that we are not going to continue with you. We go out and we want to have a full-time coach who's professional, and they hired some shit coach from Portsmouth. He was really shit.
What happened the following season?
They stayed on that second division the first season. Second year, I think they fired him. Okay. And all the players we took to the team was there on first year. Actually, my 2 best players, my key players, and the goalkeeper, of course, was a key player too, but 2 key players or 3 key players. 2 he put on the bench because they were too much artist or something like that. But fuck off. That another guy scored 10 goals.
I apologize for Akusti's language.
Yeah. No, I was honest.
Yeah, it's okay. These children won't be watching this, but yeah. No.
I hope so. Yeah, but he put them on the bench, and one of those players called me.
Yeah.
What do you have to do to get playing time? And I was honest. I said, I don't know. You are the best player of the team. I don't know.
Yeah.
And 1 player left to their local rival team, and he scored there in 10 games. He scored like 12 goals in the same league. So it was, now I can see on the second season, there was like 4 or 5 same players than when I was there. And this season, some of the players coming back because the coach is gone. But they relegated last season.
Well, look, at the end of the day, you did your job. You won the league.
Yeah.
We can see from this conversation as well, just the importance to you of the away win, that you cycled there. You implemented your game plan, as it were.
Yeah.
The things that you worked on, and you win the game and you go on to win the league. So happy days.
Happy day. It was nice day. And also, I remember when I was driving back home, the press called me and I say, hey, give me 40 minutes. Then I'm back home. I'm on cycle. I can't speak.
Yeah.
And that was the first time the press understand me, why I don't want to talk with them at that moment.
No, but you waited your time, mate, didn't you? So, but all right. Well, listen, it's been again a great conversation, and I thank you for your time and sharing this experience with us as well. And I'm sure we'll do it again at some point in the future. And I hope that people that watch this, they see the thought, the detail, the planning that goes into not just one game, but in your case here, winning a whole division as well. So, Akusti, thank you very much, my friend. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.